11. Sworn statement by the bidder or its duly authorized representative in the form prescribed by the GPPB as to the following. A. It is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the GOP or any of its agencies, offices, corporations or LGU, including foreign government/foreign or international financing institution, whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB. B. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. C. It is authorizing the HOPE or his duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. D. The signatory is the duly authorized representative of the prospective bidder, and granted full power and authority to do, execute and perform any and all acts necessary and or to represent the prospective bidder in the bidding, with the duly notarized secretary's certificate attesting to such fact, if the prospective bidder is a corporation, partnership, cooperative or joint venture. E. It complies with the disclosure provision under Section 47 of the Act in relation to other provisions of R3019. F. It complies with the responsibilities of a prospective or eligible bidder. I. Having taken steps to carefully examine all of the bidding documents. 2. Having knowledge on all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract. 3. Having made an estimate of the facilities available and needed for the contract to be bid, if any. And I. Having complied with his responsibility as provided for under Section 22.5.1. G. It did not give or pay, directly or indirectly, any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. 12. Duly notarized authority of the signatory based on 12D above. 1. Secretary's certificate, or 2. Special power of attorney. Second envelope. ITB Clause 13.1. The bidder shall submit the following financial proposal documents arranged, numbered and tabbed as enumerated below. Duly accomplished and signed bid form. Duly accomplished and signed price. Note: please refer to the GPPB prescribed format as provided for in Section 8. Bidding forms. 16.1b. The bid prices for goods supplied from outside of the Philippines shall be quoted in Philippine pesos. 17.1. Bids will be valid until 120 days from the submission and opening of bids. 18.1. The bid security shall be limited to bid securing declaration or one other form in accordance with the following amount: 2% of ABC, if bid security is in cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal bank. Any combination of the foregoing proportionate to the share of form with respect to total amount of security. Bid securing declaration shall not have monetary cost. Grounds for enforcement of bid securing declaration. The bid securing declaration shall be enforced when the bidder commits any act resulting to the forfeiture of bid security under Sections 23.1b, 34.2, 40.1 and 69.1, except 69.1f, of the IRR 9184. Penalties. Commissions of any of the acts mentioned in Section 5 of these guidelines shall merit the following sanctions. A. Penalty of automatic blacklisting for 2 years in all government procurement activities. B. Payment of fine equivalent to the amount subject to the following rules. In case of multiple bidders, 2% of the approved budget for the contract, or the difference between the evaluated bid prices of the bidder with the lowest calculated bid and the bidder with the next lowest calculated bid, and so on, whichever is higher. As regards the bidder with the lowest calculated bid, the amount shall be 2% of the ABC, or the difference between the evaluated bid price and the ABC, whichever is higher. In case of a single bidder, 2% of the ABC, or the difference between the evaluated bid price and the approved budget for the contract, whichever is higher. Violations committed prior to opening a financial envelope. A fixed amount equivalent to 2 of the ABC. 4. The bidder shall pay the above-mentioned fine within 15 days from receipt of the written demand by the procuring entity as a result of the violation of the conditions in the bid securing declaration. 5. The imposition of the foregoing fine is without prejudice to other legal action the government may undertake against the erring bidder. The bid security shall be valid until 120 calendar days from opening of bids. Each bidder shall submit one original and 2 copies of the first and second components of its bid. (28.3) Grouping and evaluation. The goods are grouped in a simple lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation and contract award. 28.3b. Bid modification is not allowed except for adjustment due to arithmetical errors and omission pursuant to Section 32.2.1b of the revised IRR VAR 9184. Only tax returns filed and taxes paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system shall be accepted. Note: the latest income and business tax returns are those within the last 6 months preceding the date of bid submission. ITB Clause 29.2c. The LCB shall submit the following documentary requirements within a non-extendable period of 3 calendar days from receipt of the notification. A. Latest annual tax return filed through electronic filing and payment systems and must be duly validated with the tax payments made thereon for the preceding tax year, be it on a calendar or fiscal year income, per Revenue Regulations 3-2005. B. Latest business tax return filed through electronic filing and payment system duly validated with the tax payments made thereon also refers to the value-added tax or percentage tax returns covering the previous 6 months, per Revenue Regulations 3-2005. The latest income and business tax returns are those within the last 6 months preceding the date of bid submission. C. Articles of Incorporation/Partnership and General Information Sheet, if applicable. D. Valid and current certificate of PhilGAPS registration, provided that participating bidders should register with the PhilGAPS prior to bid opening. E. One sample for evaluation to be returned thereafter. F. Sworn statement stating the following. The bidder hereby pledged to observe and respect the Code of Conduct of DOH such as but not limited to the rule of conflict of interest and no gift-giving policy. B. The bidder does not have any current engagement in or partnership, joint sponsorship or any other activity with the tobacco industry. C. In the event that the bidder violated the aforementioned rules or found to have a misrepresentation against his or her pledge, it shall be a ground for an automatic disqualification of bid without prejudice to the institution of an administrative, civil or criminal action. Failure of the bidder declared as LCB to duly submit the requirements stated above or a finding against the veracity of such shall be ground for forfeiture of the bid security and disqualify the bidder for award.